Hey, how's everybody doing? Light on, woo! Bless everyone. Welcome to another weekly reading, energy and card, astrology and numerology, spirit messages, all of it included here on the weekly reading. Let me get my camera in alignment here. And welcome to another weekly reading. We're here, we're live, we're ready to go. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I hope that all the mothers out there are enjoying their day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who's joining, who has a little kiddo that they take care of. And just enjoy your day. You deserve it. And really, mothers deserve more than one day, right? They deserve every day gratitude. And so we need to do that all the time. But super excited to join you all here on Mother's Day for another weekly reading. So exciting. And all the mothers out there, why don't you comment below and let me know how many kids you have if you want to share, or just how long you've been a mother, or just something about, or just a little, hey, that I'm a mom. So just, if you're a mom, comment below so we can send some love to the moms that are joining us here, and we can start a conversation together as a collective about celebrating that love. Peace Like a River says, hey, I'm a mom. Cool. Happy Mother's Day to you. I cannot get my camera right, you guys. I don't know what's going on. Astris Macris, hello. All right, you guys are all joining. Bahamian Princess says 3 kiddos, oldest is 18. Peace Like River says mom of 2 girls. Queen Kel says I have 2 kids, my son 18 and my daughter is 10. Happy Mother's Day, you guys. That is amazing. So exciting. And man, mothers are so strong. They go through so much, and they endure and nurture and give unconditionally. And so really amazing and powerful. I'm not a mother. I don't know if I'm going to have kids. I just don't know. I feel like my purpose is to help mother the world in a way, and to guide and nurture the world. So Bliss Denise, hey. So I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, but I have so much respect for women who do, and mothers who just take on that role. I think it's just so amazing, and it's the purest form of creation, the most beautiful natural form of creation, I feel like, in our human history. And so it's just a beautiful thing. But let's go ahead and get into what we're here for today, which is the weekly reading. So exciting. And I see Giannia, you will have sisters, you will have children. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so let's review a little bit of last week before we get into this week. This week being 5/12 to 5/19. But, oh, Hedgehog says I have twins. Happy Mother's Day. That's so cool. Okay, so now we're moving into this amazing week, but I want to review last week a little bit. The cards that we pulled, Jody says 2 kids also, happy Mother's Day. The cards we pulled last week, okay, the first beginning of the week, the first card that we pulled last week, ideas and inspiration, okay, so that was the beginning of last week. So hopefully you felt really creative, you felt really excited for new ideas, new growth. And then the middle of the week, security was the card, okay? Now, let me just stop right here and say that in the middle of this last week, it was so intense. It was insane. I don't know if you guys, happy birthday, Hedwig. I don't know if you guys had felt the energy in the middle of this last week. We talked about it, we prepared for it, we knew the stars, and the middle of the week, Monday or Wednesday, Thursday, was going to be kind of intense and a little bit crazy, but we did not, I don't think, know that we were going to have such a tornado. And I know that I'm an earth sign, so I might have been feeling it just more than usual because I'm an air sign. And so the mind stimulation that we talked about last week and all of that overactive mental energy was really taking its effect on me in the middle of the week, specifically Wednesday. So if you felt the same way, comment below, tell me how you dealt with that. And I just really tried to sleep and like shut my mind down because it was just so intense, but I was able to get through it really well with doing that. But if I would have dived into all the thoughts I had, it would have been just like insane. So I just tried to kind of shut my brain down because I thought that we would be able to work with it a little bit more, or at least that I would be able to work with those thoughts more. But really it was just like a tornado in my mind. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know how to sift through this. So I'm just going to rest and meditate and clear through. So security was the middle of the card, or the middle of the week card last week too. So I think that's interesting because it did kind of challenge a little bit of our security internally and our mental security if you really felt that craziness. And then the end of the week last week, we had ancestral wisdom for the cards. We were feeling a lot of ancestral wisdom. And I feel particularly, going into the spirit messages of this week in a second, that there is some also kind of segues of that energy moving into this upcoming week as well. So let's get into that now, okay? So for this week, 512 to 519, so exciting. Let's go into spirit messages. I wrote some brief little phrases down that were coming to me, but I'm going to just kind of go off the top intuitively for this week on spirit messages with these included because I felt like it was more of a present moment thing. So, spirit messages for this week, let's go from there. Healing or release in family and love life. Okay, healing or release in family and love life. Hello, Hilaire. Nice to see you. So, this is a really big energy, and this is what I mean by that segue from ancestral wisdom, and I'll tell you why. Because ancestral wisdom was for this weekend, for the end of the week, right? So we're feeling a lot of energy from our ancestors, our roots, our indigenous peoples that we're connected to. We all have some indigenous peoples we're connected to. I don't care how Caucasian you might be, you've got indigenous peoples, and there are Caucasian indigenous peoples, right? So I think a lot of people tend to forget about that, right? There's a lot of like melanated indigenous people, but there's also indigenous people who are Caucasian. So all of us have come from some kind of indigenous people, and we're being connected to that root, the earth energy, okay? The earth energy, the root of our core, of our being. And so this is so important because when we move into this upcoming week and through this weekend, we're going to feel a lot of healing in our ancestral wisdom, in our root, in our earth, and our connection to earth and to those indigenous peoples. So that can be translated in so many ways, okay? Healing with ancestors can be so vast. That can be healing with personality, trauma. It can be healing with disease that's happened in the family line. It can be healing with intimacy and sexual energy. It can be healing with magic and activating the tribal wisdom and ancestral magic that is used in the indigenous peoples that you're connected to. This healing or release, because it's release as well, can really translate in anything. And now with that, if you think about it from an ancestral point of view, right? Think about that's what we're inheriting from our ancestors. We inherit things that are traumatic or that what they went through or disease or just stigmas of the peoples that we're connected to. Whatever it is, we inherit that no matter what. It's not our fault. It's just energetically, right? The history of the world we inherit to some degree. And so as beings here in this present time, connected still to our ancestors and the indigenous peoples of the past and present time as well, we are healing those energies and releasing what doesn't serve. So that can also be translated on a more personal level in your own family connections, in your own healing and release and love or understanding of your love patterns or patterns within family and communication. Also healing the body if it's about disease or things that are inherited from your ancestral line, or trauma, any womb wounds, things that we've inherited from our mothers or fathers that have lingered in our womb space, our creative center, that are causing any pain or pull away from our path. So we're releasing those things that don't serve and we're healing from them. And we're feeling that in family and in our love life. So notice that this week, because I think that's going to be a big part of the ancestral wisdom card of this weekend, moving into this next week with more understanding and awareness of what we're healing and what we're releasing in reference to those ancestors. Choosing to let go and no longer serve for the highest good. Yes, elf higher self. Absolutely. So I'm loving that you guys comment, by the way. I try to get them, I try to like respond as much as I can, but it's so great to see you guys talking. So divine feminine energy for the next spiritual message is peaking. Of course, right? It's Mother's Day. So we're feeling all of the divine feminine energy of the mothers of the world. We're feeling them rise in their power. We're feeling them feel proud of their accomplishments as mothers and nurturers and divine creators. We're feeling the culmination of gratitude for the divine creators and the mothers of our planet. And we're also finding a divine gratitude for our full planet, global Mother Earth, right? Gaia. And so let's all give just a couple of vibes, couple of waves of energy of love into Mother Earth right now, just to say happy Mother's Day to Mother Earth for allowing us to walk on her and live on her, and for birthing us and for nurturing us with the food that grows from her and the plants that allow us to feed and grow strong, and the shade that's provided by her trees that grow out of the ground, and the wind and air and fire and water that she brings forth for elemental balance and beauty in our being. That is such a powerful thing to say happy Mother's Day, Mother Earth. We love you, right? And it's so powerful because when we do that, we send so much energy into Mother Earth, and we send so much energy into all the other mothers that are around that need this love as well. And we do that right now. All the mothers who need some extra love and attention, or just need to feel our love right now, we send a happy Mother's Day to all of them and to all of you as well. But that divine feminine energy is peaking, and that's the really core of this week as well, is feeling that start of this week entering with a divine feminine peak and gratitude. And we want to maintain gratitude, not just for the divine feminines in our life, but also our own divine feminine energy within, right? Because even though we might not all be mothers, or we might not be feeling super connected to mother energy, we still have a divine feminine energy in us. No matter who you are, whether you're male or female, you have a divine feminine energy, and that is part of the balance of your being, the energetic balance of your being. So with that, we also want to feel into the bliss and the connection that we have to our divine feminine energy, which is intuitive, it is nurturing, it is mystical, it is mysterious, it is sensual, it is creative. All of those things are a part of that divine feminine energy. It's receptive as well. So that's super important. A lot of us give a lot out, but don't receive a lot. So we want to make sure we're receiving as well with that divine feminine energy peak. Okay, and then moving forward on spirit messages, there is power in knowledge this week. There is power in knowledge, and we've gained a lot of knowledge over the past couple of weeks, especially with all the cosmic activations we've been having and all of the new information coming forth in a lot of different places and times for what's going on in the world. And so a lot of our power is in our knowledge, and we begin to get more and more knowledge with this awareness that we've stepped into of wanting to expand in that way. Because there was a time when humanity didn't really want to learn more. We just kind of were happy just being in the present moment. That was kind of like, I'd say that was kind of a little bit like in the 80s, like after the 70s, because the psychedelic movement was like very much astral and like kind of connected to where we're at now. But then after that, it was kind of like, let's just like party and like dance and like not care about like anything. And we don't need to learn about anything important. Like let's just have fun, right? And so we're now in a time where knowledge is power, and it's spiritual power, because when we have knowledge of our ancestors, or when we have knowledge of our inner being, or when we have knowledge about the cosmos or human history, that the real human history that is not taught in most schools, right? Then we have this sense of empowerment and understanding and clarity, and the power is confidence. It's confidence in ourself and our connection to this moment in time and what we are living in. And so that is a really powerful energy. Now, for whatever reason, also in the spirit messages, I was called to write down time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. So if you're feeling wounded, or if you're feeling like you've healed from something recently, or you're trying to heal, or you're going through something that's been hard, or you're having a hard time moving forward on something and letting go, or just getting over something, know that time heals all wounds. And that is one of the benefits of time. Even though time is an illusion, it's created by our mind. We know that because on the other side of the world right now, it's a completely different time. All of us joining in right now probably are at a different time. Our clocks say something different, right? So it's a very illusionary, made-up construct. It's really just a made-up form of measurement from man to try to calculate how to calculate experience. But really, experience is what things are based off, at least in the spirit world, okay? So when we talk about that, time heals all wounds. So we're feeling into our understanding that if we allow ourselves to give ourselves the time we need, which is really the experience, if you think about it, right? If we know that time is illusion and we're just focused on the experience of healing, the experience of healing has no bounds. It's different for everyone. And so when we focus on the experience, there is absolutely no conditions or no blueprint. It's important to just allow the experience to unfold thoroughly. And that's how you really feel healed, is by completing the experience in its entirety, which is usually experiencing the thing, processing the thing, and then healing from the thing or adapting to the processing of the thing, which whatever that is, it could be healing, it could be activation, whatever. So it's the experience. So know that time heals all wounds, or really experience heals all wounds. When we just feel into allowing ourselves to cycle through however we need to heal. That is what allows us to feel completely connected and healed from whatever we experience, okay? So time heals all wounds. It's all going to be okay. If you're going through something, give it time, experience it into its entirety. Just allow yourself to grieve or deal with it in your own way and take the time you need to do that. All right, then the next one, new clarity and truth are paired with the new beginnings we've been feeling. So now we're feeling a lot more clarity, especially this week. I don't know if you guys are feeling it quite yet, but it's happening. I can feel the veil lifting, that cloudy, foggy energy of what's going to happen next, that mystery unveiling itself, okay? So we're moving into new clarity, and also with that, new truths, okay? Some of us have already moved into new truths, knowing what our new beginnings, what we want from our new beginnings, and knowing that we have to adapt to new truths in order to have that. Sometimes we really want something that's great for us, that we know is going to bring us so much joy and happiness, but our truth inside is this belief that we don't deserve it. But when we get clarity, we realize, oh, if I keep believing I don't deserve it, if that keeps staying my truth, there's no way that I'm going to actually manifest that new beginning for myself that I want. So now I have to alter my truth. I have to create and adapt to the new truth that I deserve it, right? So this is so important that we do that. And I know somebody just asked me a question, but I could not read it. So I'm sorry, but I will try to check on it later. I used to be able to touch this thing and like click and see it. Oh, there it is. Ha, I found it. How long is the awakening process? There's more days often than not. I feel like giving up on this journey. Yes, and this is part of it, right? So it's the experience, okay? This is what I'm talking about, Miss Jamie. So I totally understand that frustration, and that can be really hard. But the reason why we feel that way is because we are focused on time. And time is an illusion. I can't figure out how to move this now. Now all I see are the messages. But anyway, okay, so but time is an illusion, okay? So if we're focused on how long is it going to take, when is this going to change, why hasn't this happened yet, this is all time oriented. And it's really hard to decondition time from your thoughts, because we have been conditioned from birth, and our entire history for a very long time has been conditioned on time. Even though in the cosmos, in the spirit realm, in the real sense of ourself, time is completely not real. But that is one of the hardest conditionings to decondition, because we've been forced into that belief so long. So if you can try your hardest to not think so much about the time and be more aware of the energy and how you experience the shifts, how you experience what's happening, how you see and feel the progression of our collective experience moving to a bigger shift that is divine. Then it becomes less about the time and the frustration and the disappointment that it hasn't happened yet, and it becomes more about our experience of it and our awareness that it's a constant cycle of growth. And that every single little shift, every single little way that we feel energy, every little piece of our spirit that calls to us when a shift happens or when something energetically changes in us, is a sign that we're growing and that we're evolving and that we're moving into that divine energy. So it's more about the experience than the time. And like everybody's saying, you're not alone. I have my days where I'm like, this is crazy. Why hasn't this happened yet? What is going on? Why are we still dealing with this, right? Totally normal. That's part of our human self. And time is a part of our human aspect of understanding and consciousness. So we just have to do our very best to focus on the experience. Take it day by day. Be proud of yourself when you wake up and you're like, ooh, I feel like energy is a little weird today. Some people are being odd to me, but because I can feel into the experience of it, and I know that where we're at as a mass collective, I know that it's not their fault they're being weird with me. I know they're probably just feeling some type of way, and I'm here to just move and experience it in my best way possible without any expectations of the outcome. And then it becomes, the pressure comes off and you're like, whew, we can just live, right? So happy to help you with that, but I think that's a very, very important topic to bring up, and I think we all experience that. So thank you so much for bringing that up. Okay, so last couple of spirit messages before we get into astrology and numerology. Heart opening. Heart opening is big this week. We've got a lot of energy that's going to be encouraging us to open our heart. So if your heart feels a little closed off, maybe to love, or maybe closed off to family relationships, or closed off to perspectives about certain things, or thoughts about yourself, whatever your heart might feel a little closed off to, because everybody's different, we all have something that might feel a little closed off in the heart space, know that we are going to be encouraged to open our heart to those things and to start being okay with moving with our heart in areas that we might not be used to. A lot of us have put heart walls up. A lot of us have put defensive energy around our heart to protect our heart, whether it be when we enter a loving relationship with a new partner or with a current partner, if we enter a family dynamic or a family conversation. Sometimes people put heart walls up with certain family members that they know they can't feel safe with heart-wise around. Also, work experiences. Sometimes people don't like to let their heart wall down and put their actual heart into their work because they've maybe done that before and had a bad experience or had a rejection or a fire or got fired for that or something. So it's about learning how to find balance in the areas that we haven't fully opened our heart in. And we're going to be a little bit challenged, a little bit encouraged by Spirit this week to do that heart opening work. So know that if you feel vulnerable in the heart space at all this week, if you have an interaction with someone or you have a circumstance that just makes you feel like, ooh, I'm tensing up, my heart feels like it's nervous, my heart feels vulnerable, like I feel like I'm about to put a heart wall up and like shut down and keep this person away or keep this situation away, challenge yourself to take a moment right then when you're feeling that and just take a breath and just feel into your heart and just tell your heart that it's okay. Just reassure your heart that today's a new day, that the experience you're having is different than the ones you've had in the past, and that it's safe to open your heart when it feels like it's something that could happen, that could create something positive in your life. Obviously, don't open your heart to someone that's talking about like something horrible, right? But open your heart to those things that you know you're just putting a heart wall or defense up about that you really don't need to. That's based in a past experience. That's not really true to this present moment. Because your spirit wants you to learn how to open your heart in those ways so that you can stay heart open and stay intuitive and stay healed and not let yourself get cold or jaded to all circumstances just because one circumstance didn't work out in the past. Okay, so that's going to be a challenge for some of us, but I encourage you to do your best and just breathe. Place your hand on your heart. Imagine your consciousness moving into your heart space. Close your eyes and just imagine your breath entering the heart space and expanding the heart space with the inhale. Expanding the heart, and then big exhale to relax and release any tension in the heart space. Just letting it all go, letting that heart wall down. Another deep breath. Opening the heart space and a big exhale to release any tension. So I just encourage you guys to keep doing this because this is going to be really helpful. This is important healing. And then the last spirit message is empowered by the truths that we've experienced, empowered by the new truths that we just talked about with the new beginnings, feeling that clarity, feeling the truths that come forth, and then feeling confident in them, feeling like, okay, I know my truth now. I'm clear. I'm clear on what has happened. I'm clear on my new beginnings. I'm ready. I'm empowered. I'm ambitious. I'm taking control. I know what I want and I know what's ahead of me. And that's what we're going to feel this week as well with spirit messages. Okay, so lots of really good stuff, right? We talked about healing and releasing ancestral energy and pain. We talked about heart opening as well. Lots of powerful stuff. Time is an illusion. So super, super strong messages already coming through for this week. Let's get into astrology and numerology. All right, so Monday, tomorrow, 5/13, we see the 13, and then we also have a 21 energy with the total numerological value. And so we're feeling into 13s, which are usually about transformation and exciting transformation. Some people are like, oh, 13 is a bad number. It's not true. 13 is just about change. And sometimes people perceive change as negative. And if you do, then you're going to experience a negative change. So just don't perceive change as negative. Perceive change as exciting and new and fun. And so we're going to have some new exciting transformations. We're also going to feel into more of our truth, which is all about 21. 21 is really powerful for truth. And then astrology-wise, we have the Sun trines Pluto. Now, Pluto is about empowerment. It's also about sensuality and intimacy. So we're going to feel a light of the sun shining on that aspect of ourselves. So we are going to feel more empowered in the beginning of the week as well. And we're going to feel some sensuality starting to creep in. We're also going to feel some ambition and control over our life, just like we were talking about a second ago. Then Tuesday, 5/14, Venus sextiles Mars. Now this is going to be really important because, like I just said, we're going to feel some of that sensuality from Pluto tomorrow. But then on Tuesday, Venus sextiling Mars, we've got the divine feminine of Venus, we've got the divine masculine of Mars, and they're going to come together with a beautiful balance between the masculine and feminine, and we're going to feel very sensual, very intimate, very sexual. So this is going to be a really great time to tap into your sexuality, your intimacy, your ability to self-care and self-nurture and love others and nurture others through sensuality, and to allow yourself to open up heart-wise in any ways that you felt a little closed down for no reason. Open yourself up to that. Explore some sensuality, explore some intimacy, feel romantic. And if you don't feel like you want to dive into the sexual aspect of it, doesn't mean you have to. You can dive into a deeper creative aspect, the mystery, the sensuality. You can dance, you can move your body, you can feel the breath of your kundalini and your energy and your kundalini rise. You can experience more creative ways to experience sensuality and intimacy. So allow that to come through and open your heart to it. That's going to be on Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, 5/15, positive changes. 5/15 is huge. 5/15 is all about aligning with a 1 between two fives. Fives are positive change. So we've had a positive change recently with all of the new beginnings we've been experiencing, especially after that portal that we had in April. And then we're feeling aligned now with that portal. We're feeling really strong in our new beginnings and aware of our new steps and our first step forward with these new beginnings with the 1. And then we have another 5 with 5/15 kind of sandwiched in between the 1, so that we can feel even more positive changes this week that are going to continue moving forward in all of these new beginnings. So lots of positive changes to expect Wednesday, and a lot of anchoring in of that. All right, the next one for astrology and numerology is Saturday. Saturday, May 18th. It is all about meditation on abundance and moving forward. That's how you're going to be able to tap into the energy most this day. And it's a full moon in Scorpio. So Saturday, May 18th is a full moon in Scorpio, which is so exciting. We're going to have high emotional sensitivity, emotional empathic ability. We're also going to feel a strong emotional compass that is going to help guide us. So this sensitivity of emotions is not going to create ourselves to feel weaker or too vulnerable in any way. It's going to empower us. It's going to make us feel more able to navigate our experience. So that's going to be a really awesome energy, the Scorpio energy. And it's great that we have so much intimacy this week, and then Scorpio comes in, because Scorpio is a very intimate sign. It's a very sexual and sensual sign, a mysterious sign. So we're feeling the energy of Scorpio just creeping in the entire week, and then really peaking on Saturday. And then we also have Pluto ruling Scorpio as well on Saturday. So we're going to have more of that empowerment of all of that energy. So it's just going to be really intense, and it's going to be feeling good. It's going to be feeling really nice and complete and empathic and intuitive and sensual. And then Venus conjuncts Uranus as well. Uranus is still in Taurus right now, so we're feeling a lot of new options for love and abundance, new options for individuality on Saturday as well. So if you've been experiencing some changes in your love life, if you've been experiencing some letting go and release of things, then there will be more energy available to you this week to explore and tap into for new growth and new options and new adventures in love. And if you're in a current relationship that really felt amazing this last week, because we felt a lot of the love and the home energy last week with family and Venus, then you're feeling into even more depths of sensuality and intimacy with your partner coming forth in this week as well, and that Scorpio moon. So whatever it is, whether you're single or with someone, whether you're in the middle of a kind of tumultuous energy, or whether you're completely at peace and content, all of us are going to feel more intimate, more sensual, more connected to our romantic center, and more able to open our heart space because of it. Okay, you guys, so that's it for the astrology and numerology. Let's take a couple of deep breaths to center in for cards, and then we will wrap it up. All right, let's take a nice deep breath together for the collective energy. Relaxing with the exhale. Breathing deeply, full of love and light with the collective here. Big exhale to relax fully. And another deep inhale, biggest one yet, opening up to all our spirit guides' messages for the mass collective, those watching here and those watching later, with a big exhale to relax fully together. Knowing that we are one, and it's a beautiful thing to have this web of light community, right? Okay, so let's see. We're going to start with the Angels of Atlantis deck for the first card at the beginning of the week. Let's see what they say for the collective. And feel free, you guys, you know the drill. If you guys have any specific questions or have any specific energy that you want clarity on, feel free to put those into the cards right now. Send your energy into these cards, and they will answer you. It's so important because a lot of us have the same questions, right? That's part of our oneness. And so it's important when that happens. Usually the cards will feel, oh, a lot of people are asking about this specific thing. Let me answer that. This is the mass collective, right? And comment below when I pull the cards and let me know if they answered you. All right, middle of the week with the Healing with the Angels deck, which is great because we talked about healing as well. And then I'm really getting called to pull the Voyager deck for the end of the week. So let's do that. Let's see what comes up. And right away, card came up. Beautiful. All right. And just because it's Mother's Day, y'all, and I feel called, I'm going to pull a Goddess Isis card. If you guys noticed, I put a new channeled video, a new channeled message up on the video section of this channel. And so if you want to check it out, it's up. It's a Goddess Isis channel. Goddess Isis is the mother goddess of the cosmos. She's the ancient Egyptian goddess of creation and life and mother energy. And so I think it's so appropriate with my Goddess Isis cards to pull a card for all the mothers out there for Mother's Day, just as a special treat, okay? All right, let's see what we have. So the beginning of the week, let's start with that. Wisdom. Whoa, that is so cool because we had ancestral wisdom this weekend, and then we're moving into wisdom the beginning of the week, which is so funny because my spirit messages was all about, hey, I think that there's something going on with this ancestral wisdom and it's going to lead into the beginning of the week. And lo and behold, we've got the cards to confirm with Archangel Metatron, and we've got this beautiful ancient Egyptian Sphinx the beautiful, powerful Sphinx, which is so funny because we were just talking about goddess Isis in ancient Egypt. So we have a lot of this Egyptian energy with us right now as well, and a lot of ancient pantheon energy as well from our ancestors. So we can tap into that wisdom, and we can allow ourselves to heal and release and become more clear and activated by the wisdom we're experiencing this week with the ancestral connections we have, as well as just our own internal and spiritual wisdom on human history and the experiences that we've had in our own past. So tap into your wisdom in the beginning of the week. That's going to be the focus. All right, middle of the week card with the healing with the angels. Power. This is so awesome. We are getting so many confirmations with these cards. We talked about knowledge is power during the spirit messages. And so we're feeling the middle of the week being powerful. We're feeling a lot of energy. We're feeling a lot of experience with our own spiritual power and our own internal power. And then I just saw somebody commented, what did they say? Is meta another word for mental? I don't know, but that's a great question. I'll definitely check that out and look it up and see. But if it is, if meta is another word for mental, then we're going to have more of that wisdom with our mind, right? So power is the middle of the week card. So we're going to be healing with power, our self-power and our empowerment. We're also going to be feeling activated and more powerful with our spiritual essence and our knowledge, the knowledge that we acquire, giving us more of our power, our confidence in ourselves, and the way in which we move in this world. So let knowledge be your power. Meta, which means change, after, beyond, between. Awesome. Thanks, Kiwi. So meta is about change, okay? So the wisdom is helping us change, helping us evolve. Thank you for clarifying that, Kiwi. All right, so last card of the week, super exciting. Looks like there's a lot of things for meta with a cross after. So a lot of powerful statements with the term meta, okay? So that's really cool, with a cross after as well. So we're moving with our wisdom. We're feeling more in tune with that. Okay, and then the last card of the week, this weekend card for the end of the week from the Voyager deck, Devil's Play. Now don't get freaked out, y'all. Doesn't mean to go do some crazy, violent, bad stuff. Devil's Play is all about debauchery. It's all about being a little frisky. It's all about getting a little bit, doing things a little bit naughty and having a little bit of fun and mischievous energy. And so it's not about really committing any like bad things or sins or like, I mean, we all sin, right? But like, it's not about, you know, doing any devil worship or anything. It's about playing with our shadow self a little bit, letting our kind of sultry, dangerous, walking on the edge self a chance to have a stage this weekend. And I feel like this is a lot about that sensuality of Scorpio and that sensuality of Venus and Mars at the end of the week, and feeling that sense of intimacy. Maybe you want to get a little frisky with your partner. Maybe you want to try something new. Maybe you want to do some role play or just dress up or whatever it is. Or maybe you want to go out on the town and just like get a little drunk and have fun with some friends and go dance with like a really cute guy in the club or woman, right? So whatever it is, let yourself have a little bit of fun. Make sure that you stay within your boundaries. You know, don't go way outside your morals. Don't do anything crazy, y'all. Don't say, oh yeah, Rissa told me to go Devil's Play. No, don't tell anybody that. But go have fun. Go do something exciting. Go do something alluring. Go do something a little bit frisky and mischievous and let yourself play, because that is a part of ourself. And when we have this beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energy and the energy of Scorpio, then we are able to tap into a more balanced and pure version of that friskiness that we have within us. So it's good to let it out, you know, when it's safe to do so. Okay, so that is really fun. Wisdom for the beginning of the week, power for the middle of the week, and then this frisky Devil's Play at the end of the week. Super exciting. And let's talk about the card we have for Mother's Day for all the mothers real quick from the Goddess Isis deck, the Divine Feminine Energy. And this is a very exciting card because we just saw this card last week, or 2 weeks ago, I think, for the new moon. And it is the abundance of Sothis for the mothers out there for Mother's Day. And it says, abundance in many forms is increasing in flow to you now. Continue your good work of building channels through which abundance can be delivered to you. Freely share your talents, your love, your wisdom, and self, and enjoy the abundance responsively flowing to you in many forms over and over again. So all you mothers out there, all of you energetically connected mothers to Mother's Day, and I'm talking about the single dads too, because single dads out there, you're doing both jobs, so you can have some claim to this Mother's Day as well. Abundance of Sothis, a lot of abundance flowing to you all, a lot of this energy of the divine feminine goddess Isis bringing forth channels of abundance to you. So just let yourself be yourself, express your wisdom, express yourself, express your love, and wait for the abundance to come because it's on its way. Such a powerful reading, you guys. I'm so happy to have connected with you today. Such a good time. And just to announce real quick before I let you go, if you need if you need a personal reading with me, if you need an energy cleansing, a past life reading, a mediumship reading, you want to connect with a past loved one who's transitioned, if you want a coaching session where you want to tap into more of your own intuitive gifts, or if you want to feel into a counseling environment where you're working through something specific but with an intuitive who can help you tap into the healing aspects of it spiritually instead of pharmaceutically or therapy wise. I have a degree in psychology and I've been a counselor for many years, so I merge counseling with spirituality. And so if you're looking for counseling, if you're trying to let go of something, if you're trying to heal from something that you're having a hard time with, if you're going through something that you just need some extra support and guidance but you don't feel comfortable going to a psychiatrist or psychologist or a doctor about it, then come to me. I'm here for you. Message me, email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or @readingsbyrissa on Instagram, and I'm here for you, okay? Because I just know for whatever reason with the spirit messages, some people are going through some stuff, some people are healing with ancestral wounds and things, some people are needing to let go, and time is going to heal it, experience is going to heal it, but I'm here to help guide the way if you need it always, okay? So I love you so much, and check out my music videos, you guys. I am wearing the outfit, if you guys didn't notice. I'm wearing the same outfit as my album cover. I haven't worn it in a really long time because I was like, I don't know if I should wear this because it's like, on my album cover, but I felt like it. It's so bright and cute. So yeah, go check out my album, Spirit Junkie. Spirit Junkie is available on all streaming services, okay? That means iTunes, Apple iTunes, Google Play, Tidal, Spotify, YouTube. It's on a playlist on this channel as well, so you can just go to the playlist section. You can see Rissa Vibe Spirit Junkie and listen to the entire audio of the album. You can also watch all the videos I made. Rissa Vibe's music videos is a playlist on there as well. And guys, check out the community section because every day I am going to be posting a daily vibe, which is an affirmation for the tribe, okay? I'm going to be posting one every single day on the community section of this YouTube channel. So there's a bunch of tabs when you go to the home screen. Make sure you subscribe and tap the bell for notification too so that you don't miss any new content. But when you see those tabs, you'll see the community channel, the community tab. Click on that, and I want to really start us all communicating and supporting each other through whatever we're going through and building on conversations about the daily vibe and about the intuitive art that I'm going to be posting. Shout out to Andrea Johnson. She is an amazing artist, and she's been submitting some art to me that she draws and creates while listening to these weekly messages. So if you guys do that, if you guys are artists in any way, maybe you write poems, maybe you draw or paint or do other kind of creative things, whatever it is, feel free to send me an email with your creative work that you did while watching my reading or listening to my reading, and I'll be happy to repost it. So I want to start the community page so that we can all really have a stage to talk about our week, talk about our day, and also just be there for each other and support each other's creations and ambitions as well. And then I think that's it. I was going to say something else, but I totally forgot. So Don't worry about it. So I'm going to be live on Saturday during the day, probably Saturday morning for the full moon in Scorpio reading, so that we won't have to do it at night, because I know a lot of you said it'd be better to do it during the day so that you guys can kind of feel into the energy and then have all day to experience it and do your own routine at night. So I'll be doing the live full moon reading, let's say 1:11 p.m. on Saturday. Okay, so we'll keep it the same time as the weekly readings on Sunday, but for this week we'll do Saturday for the full moon, and then of course next week Sunday 1:11 p.m. Central Time for another weekly reading. All right, so I'll see you again then. Pay attention to the videos. Make sure you check out that Goddess Isis channel that's up there right now. Share with any friends, and it's a really great thing to listen to for all the mothers out there with that divine feminine energy as well, tapping into more of that abundance. Okay, so enjoy that, share it, and share this weekly reading with whoever you feel like needs it, because that's how we spread this